What's going on, YouTube? It's your boy, CamATL, and welcome back to a NFL Week 1 first look lineup video. Now, if you're new, I go in the beginning of the week on Mondays usually. Yesterday was a holiday. I mean, I could have done it. There's no excuse, but still. Normally on like Mondays or Tuesdays, I'll drop a first look lineup video. Pretty much we'll build a lineup together off first look and what we're feeling on the slate. Kind of give you guys a good idea of what a good lineup will look like early on in the week. Now, as we know, as the week goes on, things happen, value pops, blah, 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 and things could change by the end of the week. Go to greenlightdfs.com to join the squad for that. We have something new at Greenlight DFS, by the way. But before I talk about that, I want to let y'all know $100 giveaway to one commenter down in the comment section of the videos that I post for NFL this week. $100 to one commenter. I'm going to do a $100 giveaway, man. I'm so excited for NFL Week 1. It is going to be a fantastic season. I'm incredibly excited. I mean, not only are we still going to have DFS to smash, but we got the prize picks added to it. Now, the new thing that is added to Greenlight DFS is the NFL player prop tool. I've been talking about it on Twitter. Me and the developer have been working on it. The NFL player prop tool is absolutely fire. I think I was able to find about eight NFL prize picks that were just not correctly put on prize picks pretty much. Like we grabbed them before the bumps happened and it was super easy to find with the NFL player prop tool. The player prop tool is just it'll literally point you in the direction you need. Like it'll literally tell you the best plays you need to go with that are on prize picks that are not yet bumped that you need to grab because they're good value at the time. The So make sure you try out the NFL Player Prop tool. It is an amazing tool that we're getting added on to the access this year, as well as in our NFL weekly package. You already know you get college football, you get all of the show, you get the Monday night showdown, Thursday night showdown, all that good stuff. You get the main, you get prize picks as the week goes on, all that good stuff, man. So there's so much that comes with our packages. As you can see, I'm on the NFL optimizer. You can use it for the main slate. You can switch to showdown, build some for the showdown. I'm gonna do a showdown video for Thursday, like Wednesday. I'll do a video for the showdown slate, and we'll kind of talk about our best plays for this first slate of the season. But I'm excited, man. And there are a few little sneaky plays maybe I like for this opening day for Thursday as well for this first game against the Rams and the Bills. So I'm excited for it. Hopefully you guys are excited for it. Let's build this lineup together, y'all. First lineup of the season. Let's get it. So starting off first, let's start at quarterback. Now, one of the things that you're going to notice as this lineup goes on is a little bit of a trend here. All right. Now, as you can see, I have Lamar Jackson probably projected the best point per dollar. He might be the overall best. Let me sort. Okay, you got Jameis Winston at the top, Daniel Jones, Kyler Murray, and then Lamar Jackson. These guys are all in the same like vicinity right here. Winston, Jones, Murray, Jackson, Mariota. They're all in kind of the same thing because what do they all have in common outside of maybe Winston? Jones, Murray, Jackson, Mariota all can run. They all give you a solid rushing floor, and Mariota's going to be all over the place. So I really like this spot here for these guys. Daniel Jones at only 5K is just ridiculous. But in this first look lineup, I'm leaning a little more of like a GPP style build here, and I think there's some good upside here in one of these games. I'm going Kyler Murray at quarterback, and you're going to see why once we get to the receivers and stuff. But as you guys know, most of the time, you want to pair your quarterback up when you're building a lineup for NFL. You want to figure out what offense you want to get exposure to. You at least want to pair your quarterback up with with a wide receiver. Now, you don't have to if you're getting a rushing quarterback like a Kyler Murray, Daniel Jones, Lamar Jackson. Like, you don't have to pair Daniel Jones up with anyone. You can run him solo. You don't have to pair Lamar Jackson with anyone. You can run him solo. Mariota even. Because these guys can give you rushing floor period by themselves and it doesn't really matter. Kyler Murray, though, we really have some wide receiver options that make a lot of sense this week. So it makes sense to go ahead and just pair Kyler Murray up with these guys. Now let's switch to wide receiver. Go ahead and get these wide receivers done because, because to pair it with our guy. The new wide receiver of the Cardinals, Marquise Brown. I think Kyler Murray and him are really going to shine here. Remember, another reason why this is good is DeAndre Hopkins is out. With DeAndre Hopkins out, there's a large target share to go around. Marquise Brown, expect him to get Heavy targets. Expect him to definitely take advantage of those over-the-top passes by Kyler Murray. Marquise Brown and Rondale Moore are the two Arizona receivers I'm going to pair up with Kyler Murray. You know what? Let's take it a step further. Let's take it a step further. As you can see, the optimizer loves it. Let's stack up the Arizona offense. This game, Arizona versus Kansas City, is going to be fireworks. It's going to be exciting. It's in Arizona in a dome. It's a fantastic position here. Kyler Murray paired up with Marquise Brown, the new addition to Arizona, with no DeAndre Hopkins. Rondale Moore, who's also going to get a solid target share, no DeAndre Hopkins, and playing catch up most likely against Kansas City or just in a shootout period. Zach Ertz, no DeAndre Hopkins, solid target share in this position. I mean, I just love this Arizona spot here. Love getting these pieces of Arizona. And as you guys know, with me getting Arizona, I got to get some run back. And you know, one strategy that a lot of people like, they sleep on a little bit, but sometimes you could take advantage of is going to be double tight end, baby. Double tight end, baby. We're running back the Arizona guys with the Travis Kelce running it back. Now, why? Because Tyreek Hill, one of Patrick Mahomes' favorite targets, is gone. Travis Kelce's target share is going to be ridiculous this season. They added in Juju Smith-Schuster, which is also a solid run back. If you would like to play him as well, that's completely fine. But Travis Kelce running this back is ideal for me. He's 6'6". He's one of the ideal receivers for me on this slate because I love this game. Tyreek Hill is out. Patrick Mahomes is going to be peppering him with targets. And Arizona, over multiple years, has been bad versus tight ends too. So it just feels really good for me in this first look lineup for week 1 to get exposure to Arizona, who I love this week, and then run it back with Travis Kelce on the other end. All right? Now, let's talk running backs before we get into that final wide receiver and then the defense. Running backs, Najee Harris. Najee Harris is going against Cincinnati. This is a great spot here. I'm expecting Pittsburgh to be behind and have to throw a good bit. A lot of times with running backs, you don't really want that. But in PPR Draftkings, you damn sure do. Najee Harris is going to be a big target in this pass game for Pittsburgh this year. And at 6'4", a guy who's going to get solid targets. He's a very good pass-catching running back. He can do it between the tackles as well if this game happens to stay close. But Najee Harris in this situation with this game script, I'm expecting him to get solid run in the pass game. I really, 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 really like Najee Harris in this matchup. All right, and like I said, I'm expecting Pittsburgh to be behind and Najee to get a good amount of pass catching. So I'd love him at 6'4". It feels a little cheap to me. Speaking of this game and how the game script's expected to go, I'm expecting Cincinnati to win at home and be up in this game. And that means a lot of feeding Joe Mixon. Please, it's week 1. Look, it's week 1. Don't go out there and try to do too much. Pound the rock, run that shit with Joe Mixon, let him dominate inside, let him just tear the ground game up. Good matchup here in a favored position for Cincinnati. I think Joe Mixon gets 1 touchdown, maybe 2. I really like him here. He is in a fantastic spot in this matchup at 7-1. I absolutely love this, and I have been able to make solid, balanced lineups doing this strategy. So I really like this. Look how just solid this first look lineup is already. All right, now going to the last wide receiver. Now my boy Matt Ryan went over to the Colts. All right. It's still to be determined how that turns out for my boy. I'm not going to lie. It hurts a little bit seeing him go. He's been our quarterback for so long. But honestly, I'm excited for the new era of having a rushing ability quarterback. Like, I like my quarterback to be able to run. I've been wanting somebody who could move for a while now. But I think Matt Ryan's going to have a solid season. I really do. With the rushing attack that they have in Jonathan Taylor, taking some of that pressure off the pass game, with this wide receiver about to have a blow-up season, Michael Pittman Jr. at 5'5" is about to have a blow-up season. Now, I can't really gauge how this game's going to technically go. I don't really know. Honestly, I would expect Houston to be down majority of the time, but Houston's at home here in the first week game. They're going to be hyped up. It's going to be a good game. Michael Pittman Jr., I think, is going to be targeted so heavily. As we know with Matt Ryan, he really likes to lean on a wide receiver 1 heavily, like he did with Julio Jones for a while, like he would with Ridley if Ridley wasn't gambling and getting kicked off the team. Suspended or whatever. He likes to, really target his ones, and Michael Pittman is that guy. He is the guy. on the Colts, and this dude's just got so much talent, man. He's a very solid wide receiver. I think he's going to get a high target share in this Colts offense. Um, and I really like this spot for him. All right, as you can see with my projections, he's up here as the top wide receiver point per dollar. Then we got Wan'Dale Robinson, who's interesting because they're going to utilize this guy in a whole bunch of different ways at 3K. And we'll talk about this more when we do the full slate breakdown. As you guys know, I'll do another video later on in the week. We'll do a full slate breakdown, go position by position, and talk about guys we like. Wan'Dale Robinson, I'm just mentioning real quick. He's a 3K punt guy for punt GPP lineups, where I really feel like the Giants are really going to try to get the ball in his hands as much as they can. I mean, he can get handed the ball in the backfield. They could do trick plays with him. He's a solid overall, like, what do you call it, utility guy for this Giants offense. He could really get some work here. That's why I have him projected pretty well here against Tennessee. So it's a good spot for him. But so here we go. We got as I've said, my favorite game is Arizona Kansas City. I'm getting exposure to the home team here in Arizona. Kyler Murray paired up with Marquise Brown, Rondale Moore, and Zach Ertz. I'm getting that whole offense. I'm getting every damn touchdown from there outside of James Conner. As long as James Conner doesn't just run all over the place, which I'm maybe a little scared of, but I think with the way this game script should go, it should be more of a pass game attack on both sides than a running game. But we'll see what happens. But Kyler Murray paired up with Marquise, Rondale Moore, and Zach Ertz, running it back with Travis Kelce with no Tyreek Hill. Love that spot here. And remember, another reason why we're stacking this Arizona offense is no DeAndre Hopkins. So Kyler Murray paired up with these other cheaper Arizona options with no Hopkins. I mean, their usage is going to be crazy high. So I really like this spot for those guys. Running back with Travis Kelce on the other end. No Tyreek Hill. Fantastic. Najee Harris for Pittsburgh in a game where they should be behind and he should get a lot of work in the passing game. And we know that's good on DraftKings. So he's going to get in the end zone. He's going to get a good amount of targets in the pass game. He's going to get some, groundwork, everything. We know how much usage he gets, man. He's on the field for almost 100% of the damn snaps. So that's always good at 6'4". Joe Mixon on the other end, I think he's going to just dominate this game. I think Cincinnati, honestly, is going to come in week one and just really lean on Joe Mixon heavily. Joe Mixon is one of those guys where a lot of times I don't seem to get him right. You know what I mean? Like when you think it should be a Joe Mixon game, it ends up not. It ends up, just being they just end up throwing the whole game. And when you don't think it's going to be a Joe Mixon game, he goes crazy. But week one, I have to expect they come in and they really push the run here. Good matchup for him in a favored situation here at home in Cincinnati at 7-1. I really like him. Michael Pittman, as I said, my boy Matt Ryan went over to the Colts. This game is in a dome. That's always good for pass games. We kind of lean that way on pass game. Michael Pittman is that number one for the Colts, and Matt Ryan likes to really heavily target his one. So Michael Pittman, we already know the talent he possesses with the quarterback options that he's had already. Now he gets Matt Ryan, who's an upgrade from what he's had. It's a solid spot for Michael Pittman Jr. I really like that. Zach Ertz, already talked about him. Travis Kelce, already talked about him. Now let's talk about defense, y'all. We got 2-6 remaining. My favorite, as you can see, when it comes to that price range is between these. I'm going to go the Commanders at home. All right, I'm going to go the Commanders at home. They're not checking in for some reason, but the Commanders at home will be the defense that we want to rock with this week. At least as of right now, that's what I'm rocking with. Now, you guys know most of the time on our builds, and the way I like to predominantly build is I like to spend a little cheaper on defense. I normally won't spend up on defense unless there's one just crazy good. We do have some solid options that make some sense this week. Like we have, if you sort from projection, we have the Colts way up here against Houston, the Ravens against the Jets, 49ers against Chicago. Like we've got some solid options on defense, but honestly, I prefer to normally look at point per salary and take advantage of those spots. And the Commanders looks like a solid option here for me. Going against Jacksonville, an offense that's just not there, and they do have Travis Etienne, right? Is that how I say his name? Etienne? Somebody correct me. Travis, who is going to be a solid option. They've got James Robinson back. They've got Trevor. why am I blanking on his name? Trevor, the quarterback, Trevor Lawrence, and all that good stuff. But Washington at home feels like a solid defensive option here at 2-5. At home in Washington is interesting to me for sure. So that'll be my defense. I gotta figure out why they're not like actually locking in. But otherwise, we got everybody else in. The Commanders is the defense spot here. I'm gonna fix that as soon as I get off of here so that they can go into y'all's lineups. But yeah, man, play with it. Our projections, we already have gone through them. We've already entered them in here. They're ready to go for the main slate as of now, but they're also going to be updated as the week goes on as well. So make sure you check back. You can switch to Showdown by clicking right here. You can switch to the Showdown mode, and it gives you our Buffalo Rams options. But don't look at this because we're going to talk about this in a little bit. We're going to do a video on that here soon. All right? So, first look lineup: Kyler Murray, Najee Harris, Joe Mixon, Marquise Brown, Rondale Moore, Michael Pittman, Zach Ertz, Travis Kelce, and Washington Commanders defense at home in Washington. Thank you guys for joining me as always, man. I'm so excited for Week 1 NFL. Let's get it, and I'm out. Peace.